All right, I know it's going to take a few moments for folks to filter in. Everything I say I will throw into the chat. Welcome to this virtual college planning day. This is incredibly important. You are going to be able to meet with three experts, our panelists, and they will be talking about their institutions. And this part is really important. Our panelists cannot see or hear you. So if you have a question at any time, please utilize the Q&A button that's either at the bottom or top of your screen. Again, our panelists cannot see or hear you, so please utilize that Q&A button at any time to ask questions. You can find this recording of anything in the chat, the video, the audio, and anything in that Q&A at strivescan.com. I'll put that exact link into the chat as well. Again, please utilize that Q&A button. This is what they're here for. They want to answer your questions. They want to help you see if this is a particular fit for you. So with that, in the honor of time, we are going to kick it off with Columbia Basin College.
Thank you so much, Christy. Very happy to be here. I just want to thank everyone for attending and taking time out of your day to listen to our presentations. I do not have that much time, so I'm going to start right now by sharing my screen. Hopefully everyone can see this. And I will begin. So we are Columbia Basin College. We are a community college out of Tri-City, Washington. Specifically, our main campus is on Pasco, but we do have a campus in Richland for our health science program. So we are very big in our medical program. So all of your training is going to be on that campus. We usually have over 11,000 students every year. Class sizes is similar to high school, where we have a 20-to-1 student to professor ratio. And our campus is a 4-day campus. So we actually have no school on Fridays. So the biggest advantage of community colleges, especially CBC, is so affordable. Our average tuition each year is only $5,100, and as you can see, it's very affordable with especially with the cost of living, with the expenses that goes on with going to college. Overall, usually community colleges are about $15,000 a year, but especially if you're in this area, it's going to be a lot less expensive for you. And the great thing is that we have all the prerequisites that you need, and usually those take about 2 years. So, we say, why not save money for those 2 years, and then if we don't have the bachelor's program that you are looking for, you can transfer over to a university. I know college is expensive, so we do like to talk about money a lot. We do encourage you to file for financial aid every year, and each year it opens October 1st. But every college has foundation scholarships, and these are scholarships that are produced by the college that you can apply for. So for ours, foundation scholarship, you fill out one application, and based on that application, we are going to give you the scholarships that you're most qualified for, that's going to give you the most money. And a lot of our students that apply for this do get anywhere from $500 to $3,000. There's additional resources, and again, this is not just us. All colleges have these, or grant funded programs. Please check these out. The College Assisted Migrant Program, MESA, that's if you're interested in mathematics, engineering, or science. And of course, our student support services, they can help you out with tuition waivers and paying for books. We also have campus jobs that you can earn minimum wage. You can become a student officer. We actually have new dorms too, so you can actually be an RA too. And we have different department jobs as well. Best job on campus. This is my department in the Outreach and Recruitment Center. This is our student ambassador program. We hire 15 student ambassadors every year to help us with office work, do campus tours, and help students on and off campus. Application always opens in April, and the due date is April 30th. Great thing about our program too, the pay is, we pay your tuition, so it's a great deal. So I really love our open access mission. Basically, we just believe that everyone deserves to go to college. Everyone should have the chance to go to college, no matter how poorly they did in high school. And I'm speaking personally on this because this was the only way I could get into college. So I think I'm so thankful for this open access mission. And basically what it is if you graduate from high school, you're going to be automatically, we don't look at GPAs or test scores, and even our application is free. What I love about community colleges these days, especially CBC, there are so many options. So a lot of people think community colleges, it's only two-year school, so there's only going to be 2-year degrees. We have a lot of 2-year degrees, but what sets us apart from other community colleges, we actually have 8 bachelor programs, which I will talk about later. But the other thing that a lot of students are not familiar with are certificate programs, and I'm going to talk to you briefly about that because a lot of people are not familiar with these certificate programs, but these are easy to get, and you don't have to spend too much time in school. Basically, it provides you immediately with the skills and training that you need for that profession. Just getting a certificate is going to improve your chances on being hired based on or compared to someone that does not have anything. And these do not take long at all. It takes 10 weeks to 1 year to complete, depending on what program you get into. And the requirements to get in are really nothing. We don't look at SAT scores, no GPA requirements. Even some certificate programs, like our CTE programs, you don't even need to take the placement test. So you can start your training on that career of your choice immediately. And what I love about it is it's all hands-on. It's not like the traditional classroom setting where you have to read and memorize the textbook and listen to a lecture. It is all hands-on, and because it's only a few classes and a few credits, it's very affordable. So we have 3 types of certificates, and it's based on how long it takes to complete. Our short-term certificates takes 3 to 6 months, regular certificates 6 to 12 months, and of course the 1-year certificates take a full year to complete. So I have 3 examples. My first example is EMT, and of course these are the people that are in the ambulance, going to the scene of the accident, helping out the victims. This is only a 15-week program, and as you can see, it's only 2 classes. It's only 18 credits. And within that short amount of time, you can be making $40,000 a year. The reason I love using EMT for this example is because this is a typical short-term certificate that actually can get you to a bigger certificate or even other degrees. So for instance, this is actually a prerequisite to become a paramedic, which is one of our 1-year certificates. And as you can see, the pay jumps dramatically just by going to school for a little bit longer. And of course, a lot of our paramedics go on to become firefighters, which can end up making $60,000, $70,000 a year. So these certificates are absolutely amazing. Here's another example of phlebotomy. These are the people that draw blood from you from the doctors' clinics and hospitals. This is only 2 classes, 9 credits, a 2-quarter program. A lot of our phlebotomists go on and become nurses, nursing assistants, medical assistants, and just in a short amount of time can be making $40,000 a year. And this program right here is amazing because this is in such great demand in Eastern Washington right now. It's our Spanish medical interpreting program. So if you are bilingual, you have a great opportunity to make a lot of money in just a short amount of time going to school. As you can see, it's only 3 quarters, 3 classes, 15 credits. And some of our graduates right now are making about $45 an hour right now in this area. So please check it out if you speak both English and Spanish. Like I said, we have 8 bachelor programs. We have 2 in business, applied management, and project management, 2 in computer science, cybersecurity, and information technology. Our oldest and most established ones are our 2 medical degrees is dental hygiene and nursing. And our newest ones are teacher education, which you can become a kindergarten through 3rd grade teacher, so elementary education degree. And our newest one is our health physics, deals with radiation protection and waste management. We have that because we have the Hanford nuclear plant right down the road from us. And there are so many great job opportunities with great pay and great benefits. So we added that bachelor's degree in with our nuclear technology program. This is just a master list of all the programs that we have. This is a mixture of our certificates, 2-year and 4-year degrees. As I talked about, our health science is really incredible. We also have an amazing CTE facility that we built not too long ago. It's one of the best in the state of Washington. So that's why our CTE programs have really taken off. And of course, we talked a little bit about business and our computer science. And these are just a mixture of all the different degrees and certificates that we have. So a few years ago, we finally got student housing. So we have brand new dorms that are just amazing because we built these as apartments. As you know, traditional dorms, you have to share a community bathroom and kitchen on the same floor. We actually built these as suites. So you have your own bathroom with your own shower. You have your own kitchen, and we supply the appliances, and we also furnish it for you too. These pictures are not doctored up. These are actual pictures of our dorms. They're very beautiful. Please come by and check them out. Prices are really affordable because the price that you see includes everything. So there's not going to be a utilities bill they have to worry about, or Wi-Fi, even parking's free, everything's included. I encourage you to take tours, no matter what college that you are interested in. And I know times are tough right now with COVID. Even us, we are not allowing in-person tours, but we do have virtual tours via Zoom. So this is the information on how to register for a Zoom tour with us and the times that are available to take those tours. And this is basically my business card. Please take a picture of this, screenshot this, but please contact me anytime. I know I went really fast. You may have a lot of questions. Contact me, email, give me a call. I even have Zoom office hours every Wednesdays from noon to 2. So I would love to hear from you. And I really hope I can talk to you soon. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Next up, we have Whitworth University.
Great. Thank you so much, Christy. And thank you, Darren, for all that really amazing information about CBC. I really enjoyed learning all about that. But hello, everybody. As Christy indicated, I am from Whitworth University. My name is Ruth, and I am one of our admissions counselors here at Whitworth. And I'm just really excited to tell you a little bit about our university today. So I'm going to share my screen. Hopefully you all can see this. And, you know, right off the bat, sort of Whitworth in a nutshell, we are a small private Christian liberal arts and sciences school in Spokane. And I know that maybe there may be a few of you from Spokane or Eastern Washington joining us here today, but there also might be some of you from other parts of Washington. And so if you don't know a lot about Spokane, sometimes Spokane gets a bad rap from the western side of the state, and Spokane is actually the second largest city in Washington. And I actually live and work in Seattle. I am regionally based in the area so that it's easier for me to get to students and high schools during non-pandemic times, but I deeply love Spokane. There's so much going on, 4 distinct seasons, lovely winter wonderland in the winter, amazing outdoor activities, a huge and quickly growing restaurant scene with pretty amazing new restaurants I get to try every time I'm there, and just tons of great festivals, Hoop Fest, Lilac Festival, so lots of really great things going on. But of course, I'm sure you want to know really more about what the actual campus life is like. And if there's one thing you know about Whitworth, I really think it should be our mission. We are very much a mission-driven institution. We talk about our mission all the time. It's something that pretty much everyone on campus knows, not because we make them memorize it, but because we talk about it so much and it's easy to remember. And it's very much something that goes to the very core of who we are. So our mission is to give our diverse student body an education of the mind and heart to equip our graduates to honor God, follow Christ, and serve humanity. And that's short and sweet, but there's a lot packed in there. And it starts right off with to give our diverse student body. And that means that in our short mission, we have made a point of including, valuing, and supporting diversity on our campus. It's extremely important to us to be an inclusive campus. And because we talk about and constantly revisit our mission, this is something we talk about and revisit all the time. And then that core of the mission, an education of mind and heart. What that means is that a Whitworth education is, of course, an education, right? You're going to take great classes, you're going to get a diploma. We are really well known for our academic rigor and how challenging it can be and how strong our academics are. But more than that, it's going to be an experience. It's going to be a journey. You're going to grow in every way that you can grow, and that's our goal. We want you to have as much growth outside of the classroom as inside of the classroom, because ultimately we want to create a group of change makers who are going to make this world a much better place, to honor God, follow Christ, and serve humanity. So you can clearly tell from that last chunk of our mission that we are a Christian university, but I think it's really important to mention that since we were founded in 1890, we have never had a faith requirement for our students. We think a strong liberal arts education is something anyone should have access to, regardless of your religious upbringing. And we're really proud to have lots of different faiths represented on our campus. And we truly think that makes us a better university. So as far as what the actual campus breakdown looks like, we have about 2,350 students on our campus. For context, the typical small liberal arts college usually has about 1,200 to 1,500 students, so we're a little bit larger. That comes with some benefits I'll talk about in a slide or two, but really what it comes down to is that we are a small university, and so this is really important, this 11-to-1 student to faculty ratio. Every single class at Whitworth is taught by a professor who's an expert in their field, including labs and small sections of classes. And that's extremely important because last year our professors were ranked #1 in the West for best undergraduate teaching. So not only do you have small classes with all the benefits that come with that, but you also have professors who are award-winning and who truly come to Whitworth because they want to mentor and teach students just like you. It's actually a tradition to take your professors out to coffee one-on-one every semester to really build that mentor relationship from potentially the day you set foot on campus. And that mentor and advising really makes sure that you are successful. So 97% of our students finish in 4 years or less, and we do have a 4-year graduation guarantee at Whitworth, which we're really proud to have. And more than that, pretty much everyone is employed or in graduate school when they graduate, and we're really proud to be able to commit to your success both at Whitworth and beyond. And so here, this is I know a lot of small text on one screen, but these are our majors and programs that we have. This is one of those benefits of our size, being slightly larger than the typical small school. You'll see here that we have about 100 programs of study, and the typical small school usually has about 35 to 50. At the end, I'll post a link where you can see more about each of these programs, but if you do have any questions about any of these, go ahead and put it in the Q&A and I'll answer after my part of the presentation is done. And then of course, I mentioned that mind and heart component, and that does mean that student life is very rich and vibrant at Whitworth. We have just a ton going on, really tons of residence hall activity. They're more than just a typical residence hall. There's always activities in them every single day. Lots of clubs, you can start your own, tons of intramurals, amazing Division III varsity athletics, and we have won the last 12 Northwest Conference All Sports trophies in a row. Amazing visual and performing arts, and you can have a scholarship in music and theater, even if you're not majoring in those subjects. So definitely something we are very proud of, and huge number of cultural diversity activities to support our diverse campus. But beyond that, we are just really focused on our community, right? That comes back to our mission. And the community is actually the first thing I noticed the first time I visited. I got out of the car and I felt it. It's tangible. People are so friendly and welcoming and helpful. And that's really, again, goes to that core of our mission statement. So if this sounds good to you, which hopefully it does, you can start to think about that application for next year, since I know many of you are juniors, but if you are a senior, we are still accepting applications. Our application is completely free. There is no application fee, and we are really proud of that. That's not going to change. We also are completely test optional, so test scores are not used for the application, any special programs, or any scholarships at all. We also have an optional letter of recommendation, always encouraged, but if you don't feel comfortable asking your teachers who you've seen primarily over Zoom or Teams recently, that's totally okay, and we understand that. And then last quick note about financial aid. which is that, we are a private university, and we're the only private university of the three that you're hearing from in this session. And so our sticker price sometimes really scares people, justifiably so. It's a scary number. The reality is that our tuition and our sticker price on our website does not reflect what people actually pay at Whitworth. So 100% of our students get financial aid, and that's a policy that's going to continue. We've had that for the past couple of years. And our average scholarship and grant package last year was just under $35,000, not including work study and loans, which are additional resources some of our students choose to take out. So we really consider financial aid a partnership. We want to work with you through this. And that is part of why our application is free, so that you truly lose nothing to apply and see what might happen. And then lastly, we do give quite a few different scholarships. This is not a comprehensive list, actually, and I'll be posting a link in the chat when I'm done here with more. But we have lots of scholarship opportunities. Everyone automatically is considered for university scholarships. Those are based on your GPA and your personal factors in your application. But if you live on campus, you'll get a $3,000 campus housing grant every year you live on campus. If you visit during your senior year, and we see a lot more. And I do want to point out, if you are part of the College Bound Scholarship Program and have a 3.25 GPA, we will cover your full tuition while you are a student at Whitworth through scholarships and grants. So I'm going to copy some information in the chat when I am done here, but please, this is my contact information. If you want more info, scan that QR code to get more info as well. But it's been lovely to speak with you all. Please let me know if you have any questions in the Q&A, and have a wonderful rest of your day.
All right, thank you. Next up, we have University of Washington.
Hey everyone, and thanks for being here today. My name is Ben Siegel, and I'm one of our admissions counselors here at the University of Washington in Seattle. So excited that you all are joining us today again, and I'll get started here talking a little bit about UW student life, as well as our admissions process. Before digging into that, as I did mention, I'm an admissions counselor here at the UW, so provide information, support throughout that application process. I'm also a UW alum, so excited to share a little bit more information about campus and student life itself. First thing I want to talk about is where we are located. The University of Washington in Seattle is located in Seattle, Washington, just a few miles north of downtown Seattle. But if you want to go to college, go to school in a large city, UW is going to have that. Whether it's exploring city, going to a pro sports game, Mariners, Sounders, Seahawks, Storm, it's going to a farmer's market out in Ballard. We all have all of that in the city of Seattle. Additionally, we're about an hour away from the mountains, right on the shores of Lake Washington. The Burke-Gilman Trail, which is a super long bike trail that kind of weaves throughout the city of Seattle and King County, that goes right around our campus. So lots of opportunities for outdoor recreation, as well as opportunities to engage with those things that come with living in the big city, such as Seattle. Another piece I want to touch on here a little bit is just our academic opportunities. UW has over 180 different majors. I was a geography major at the UW, not something that I really even knew too much about or considered when I was coming into UW, but I think within those 180 different majors is an incredible variety from geography to English, computer science, biology, comparative history of ideas, just to name one that maybe you've never heard of. So I think that's one of the great things about UW is you can explore those different majors and interests, and there's a little bit of everything here at the University of Washington in Seattle. Another piece I want to touch on as well relates to opportunities outside the classroom. So you have your major here at the UW, but you're not just sitting in the classroom or the library all day, every day. There's so many different ways to apply your learning and engage in hands-on learning. So UW receives more federal funding for research than any other public institution in the United States. And a given year, about 9,000 of our undergraduate students will participate in research. So if you're interested in research, UW's an outstanding place for that. And I think just to, for those of you who have different academic interests, I think sometimes we think about research as maybe just for like biology or chemistry, but no, it could be across all sorts of different majors and disciplines here at the UW. It could happen in a lab on campus for sure. It could also happen, say, in the city of Seattle. It could happen in the Friday Harbor Labs in the San Juan Islands. So UW has a facility up there. So plenty of opportunities to apply that learning through research as well as internships, which I'll touch on in a little bit. little bit more aspects of student life here at UW. We have nearly 1,000 different student clubs. Something a lot of students ask about, how do you build community here at the UW as well as colleges in general? I think student clubs is a great way to engage with folks who have similar identities or interests as passions as yourself. That could be hiking club, that could be, say, the Latinx Student Union. I just was looking up one today, the Anti-Cinema Cinema Club, where I think folks, they watch movies like quote bad movies and talk about those. So just an example of kind of a fun club that we have here at the UW. I think really just speaks to the different interests and ways that students can build communities in those clubs. About 70% of our freshmen do live on campus here at the University of Washington. So incredible variety in terms of where students could live. You're never required to live on campus here at the UW. Welcome to live at home and commute to campus. Welcome to live off campus and commute. But again, about 70% of freshmen do choose to live on campus in our residence halls. We also have a Greek system here at UW. I think about 12% of students will choose to participate in that. So just one aspect of college here at the UW, and it's something you're welcome to explore. My last 2 points down here, that freshman retention rate as well as average time to graduation. As it relates to the freshman retention rate, I think just really speaks to our support services here at UW, be that students can meet with professors at office hours, be that our Center for Learning and Undergraduate Education. It's kind of like a drop-in tutoring center that I used a lot when I was a student, as well as a variety of other tutoring centers specific to like writing or math or science on campus. But lots of ways students can get support here at UW, as well as just kind of, as I've been talking about the last 5 minutes, so many different ways for students to engage in their education. We want our students to be happy and be able to pursue what they're passionate about inside the classroom here, as well as get that support outside the classroom. Average time to graduation is 4 years. We recognize that when you are making your college decision, attending college, that's an investment of your time and money. So we want to make sure students can take care of their business here and move on to that next step after graduation. Before moving on to my next slide here and talking about some of those next steps after graduation, I did forget to mention that my colleague Joseph Franco is here in the Q&A. So if you have any questions about the UW, feel free to drop those in the Q&A. We're happy to tackle those questions as well as drop some helpful links too. All right, so as it relates to those next steps after graduation, here's just some of the top employers of UW graduates. I'm probably familiar with lots of these companies, especially if you're in the Seattle area, but just kind of speaks to the big employers that are in the Seattle area coming to recruit our UW students on campus, as well as lots of UW students will have internships at these companies, as well as hundreds of other locally here in Seattle. For reference, about 58% of our students have an internship before they graduate. We have a career center here on campus that's there to support students with building resumes, cover letters, and putting on different career and internship fairs throughout the year so students can interact face-to-face with those employers on campus and hopefully find those opportunities off campus for internships and jobs. After graduation, about 74% of our students are employed within 6 months, as well as another 19% of students are off pursuing furthering their education, be it master's or doctorate level. So hopefully that helps a little bit as it relates to outcomes for students here at the UW. But again, we want to make sure students are able to get some of those hands-on learning experiences before they graduate so they know what they want to do after graduation, as well as can hopefully find that opportunity through their connections. All right, digging into our application process here. UW is on the Coalition application. This is a shared application platform with about 150 different colleges and universities across the country. You can get started on the Coalition app at any time as a high school student. So if you wanted to pop on the Coalition later today, I'd encourage you to do so. Great to just get a jump start and begin familiarizing yourself with how to apply to the UW. On the Coalition, we have this section called the Profile. That's more general information about yourself, and that's about 80% of the overall UW application. So you can access that Profile section at any time. The UW questions section, that opens up September 1st of your senior year. That's about 20% of the UW application. That's where we'll have our essays. If you want to apply to honors, put your first and second choice major in there. But that's going to be about 20% of the application, and that opens up again on September 1st of your senior year. You will apply through the Coalition, and it's kind of broken up into those two different chunks there. We have an application fee of $80 at the UW, but that can be waived if you qualify for a fee waiver. There is a section in the Coalition application that says fee waiver. If you can check yes to one of those boxes, such as you qualify for free and reduced lunch, you qualify for an SAT or ACT fee waiver, you will receive a fee waiver at the University of Washington. A couple things that we do not require and that you do not need to worry about when applying to UW. We do not look at your high school transcript, so no need to send your transcript to us when applying. You will be self-reporting all of your high school coursework and grades on the UW application. As you can imagine, that can take a little bit of time, so just another reason why getting a good jump start on your application can be helpful. We do not look at letters of recommendation, so no need to send those. And last but not least, and this is new as of this last year, but we no longer require the SAT or the ACT. You're welcome to submit scores if you'd like to. Those may be taken into consideration prior to waitlist and admit decisions being made for a very, very small sliver of students. But for the vast majority of students applying to the UW, test scores will play no role at all, regardless if students submit them or not. My last thing I'll mention, if you do not take the SAT or do not choose to send us your scores, you will not be disadvantaged in any way. All right, moving on to holistic review. We want to look well beyond just your academics when reviewing your application. So look at you as a whole person. Academic preparation and performance is going to lead the way as part of holistic review. So looking at your academics throughout high school, how much you're challenging yourself, AP, IB, running start, dual enrollment, just kind of exceeding our minimums here for requirements for those college academic distribution requirements at the UW is something we encourage students to do. So looking well beyond just that GPA, even for academics, again, rigor of curriculum and grade trend would be two notable things that I would say we're looking at when reviewing all of your coursework and grades throughout high school. Personal achievements and characteristics, we're going to gather that information from the writing section on the UW app. So we have a personal statement, a short response essay, as well as an activity log, as well as some other additional information sections. So plenty of different ways where you can talk about yourself, talk about who you are as a person, what you're involved with, what you're passionate about, what are challenges you faced or overcome, for example. Going to be plenty of space on that UW application to touch on those, and that's something that we will consider as part of our holistic review. Just some quick numbers here. Wanted to toss this up to highlight that we are a public institution in the state of Washington, so we do give preference to Washington residents in our review process. As you can see in that middle column there, our admit rate for Washington residents this last year in autumn 2020 was about 63%. So higher than it would be for US non-residents or international applicants. Again, as a public institution, our primary commitment is serving those Washington residents. And in a given year, about 2/3 of our incoming students are from Washington. Here's our middle 50 percentiles for admitted students to the UW. So for Washington residents, that 3.74 to a 3.97, that represents the middle chunk of admitted students at the UW. That being said, though, there's students admitted, say, below that range. There's students, say, above that who are denied admission to the UW. So incredibly wide range there. Last thing I'll mention really quickly here, as I know I'm short on time, our one and only application deadline is November 15th, so be sure to apply by then to be considered for admission at the UW. I'll pop over to my very last little slide here so you have my contact information. askuwadm@uw.edu is our contact email for the Office of Admissions, so you're welcome to reach out to us or find your admissions counselor as well. But thank you again for being here, and I'll pass it off to Christy.
All right, thank you. So if everyone could come back on screen and in the same order that you presented, if you could answer, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process?
So for me, I highly recommend that you take campus tours. Now, I understand with COVID restrictions that might not be possible, but at least do a virtual tour. I know most, maybe even all colleges are doing some sort of virtual tour, sign up for it. But if you can do an in-person tour, it is so important because when you're on campus, when you're walking around the town or city it's in, you're going to get that gut feeling, looking around saying, hey, I can see myself here in 4 years or during the 4 years. And then if you feel that way, that's going to, you know, that place is going to be a great fit for you. The other thing, and I know this sounds very basic and very like common sense, but I ran into this problem several times. Please make sure that the college you choose has the academic program that you want to get into. The reason I say that is I had a couple students, their dream was to go to Hawaii, go to UH, and I get it. Me and my family are from there. I still have family there. I go there to visit them. It is beautiful, so I get it, but it does not make sense to go there and waste your time and money if they do not have the program that you are looking for. So please make sure that you do the proper research when choosing your college.
Absolutely. Great. I totally agree with everything Darren just said. And I'll just add that since I know that most of you are juniors right now, this is the time right now to start looking for scholarships. You can, if you're looking for outside scholarships, you can find those and take those with you pretty much to any college that you're going to attend for the most part. And you're never going to regret starting now, but you might regret starting later or not starting at all. I have a lot of really difficult financial aid conversations now with students who wish they'd started that earlier. So the earlier you start, the more you apply to, the more reality any of the colleges you want to attend are going to be.
Great. My last little tip here, I'd say just surrounding yourself with a good support system throughout this college application and search process, as we know it varies for each student. So be it connecting with your admissions counselor at the college you're interested in, as well as connecting with those folks at your high school who can be of best support.
All right, awesome advice from our expert panelists. You have their contact information. It's in the chat. It was in their presentation. Please reach out to these folks. This is what they do to see if their institution can be a good fit for you. When you leave here, there's a 4-question survey, very helpful to us. You can sign up for more sessions in the future. A recording of this is available at StriveScan's website. I put all of that into the chat for you. Thank you to everyone attending live and those of you that are watching this recording. And thank you again to our panelists, our experts, and best of luck out there. Stay safe and have a good day.